Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Kris, and today I'm continuing the conversation about all the fun stuff that you're going to need for your very first firearm purchase. Where we last left off, I was talking about holsters and how you're going to want a holster for every handgun. Ideally, a holster that was specifically designed for that handgun. Along that same thought process, you're going to want a sling for every long gun. Long gun being rifle, shotgun, basically anything that's too long to put into a holster, put a sling on it. Before we go any further, nothing in there, nothing there. We're nice and safe. And likewise, there you go, empty there as well. So we are good to go. All right. So why do you want a sling? What is a sling? Well, it's basically just a strap. This is, I think it's like nylon, nice, thick, tough. This is a Magpul MS1. There's a bunch of different styles, name brands, colors, designs. Pick something you like. Yeah, so they basically can fall into 3 different categories. Either a 1-point or single point, 2-point, or a 3-point sling. This is a 2-point sling, meaning it attaches to the gun in 2 different places, or 2 different points. So the first is right around the magazine extension here. It's attached there. And then the second point is right at the stock here. So a single point would be attached in the same place. So it would attach here, make a big loop, come back and attach in that exact same spot. A 3-point would attach in a 3rd spot. So just pick what makes most sense to you. There's pros and cons to each. The 2-point is the one that I seem to see the most. Either people carrying that one the most, seeing it the most in stores, seems to be most easily available. I'm not going to say if it's the best or not because I think that's all subjective. Depends on what you want and how you're going to be using it and your priorities and all that. So just do a little bit of research, try them out, see what your friends have or whatever, what makes the most sense to you, and go with that. Yeah, so that's really all there is about that. So why do you want one? There's a few reasons. I could probably break it down to 4 different reasons why you would want a sling. One is that if things are bad enough where you're bugging out, where you need to walk around with a shotgun or a rifle wherever you're going, you probably want to keep it on you as much as possible, if not all times. That's going to be a lot easier with a sling. You know, there's certain things that maybe there's things that you need to do, and you may need both hands. Well, if you don't have a sling, you're going to have to set it down, lean it up against a tree, lean it up against the wall or whatever. Go put it down over there while you do this other thing. And now you're away from your gun. The bad guy can grab your gun, or something could happen and you need to run really quickly. You don't have it with you. You may not even have time to go back and grab it. You can't really watch it as well if it's placed down someplace else. A kid can start playing with it. Who knows what. Whoops. If I'm carrying this thing on me, on my person, and I've got a strap or a sling, and it's right there, I know exactly where it is. I don't have to look for it. I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder if somebody's bothering who shouldn't be. I don't have to, none of that. This thing can stay on me like this for a very long time, and I can be comfortable with this. Maybe not forever. You eventually gotta sleep and take a shower or whatever, but it can stay on you a lot in this or in other positions, and you know exactly where your gun is. And so I think that's a huge, huge advantage, depending on what's going on. The second reason is, as you can see, with the sling, I can talk, I can do whatever, I can be and flamboyantly gesture as much as I want, and I still have a shotgun on me. My hands are free. I can use a compass and my map. I can eat. I can chop firewood, process firewood, I can tie knots, I can adjust my tent and my shelter, I can talk, I can do all these things completely hands-free, but then I know that my shotgun's right here and I can grab it and use it if I suddenly need to, and that's a huge advantage. If you think of walking a great distance, you're bugging out and you gotta go for days on end. These things are heavy. They are heavy for sure. And your arms are gonna get tired. And so you want to be free of this weight in your arms, especially walking some kind of distance. You may also, especially walking on uneven land, you may want a walking stick. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to hold it like this and use a walking stick, or you need to climb some kind of terrain, or you're just gonna set it down, throw it down, try to grab a tree while you're climbing. That's gonna be hard carrying this, and you're gonna be switching back and forth with different hands and potentially damaging it or dragging it or bumping it. And while handguns, typically you won't have misfires from dropping it and from impact, that's not necessarily true for shotguns. You really don't want to bang them around too much. So you're going to be safer, and you're going to be able to move better and accomplish more if you have a sling. So that's the second reason. The third reason, actually I'll do it this way, is let's say you get into some sort of altercation. Let's just say. And someone's fighting you, and long guns aren't really great for close range. And let's say you get to the point where they got the jump on you some kind of way, and they're on top of you and you're fighting. They're probably going to want to take the gun away from you. They're going to try to anyways. Having a sling, this thing's now wrapped around my body, it's going to be a lot harder for them to wrestle this away from me. Even if they break my arm, and I can't really hold on to it anymore, it's wrapped around my body. And I probably can, do like this pretty good, and good luck taking that from me. They're not going to get it from me. Or at least it's going to be a lot harder. So for grappling and just keeping it on your body, not that you would grapple with a shotgun necessarily, but we're talking about emergency scenarios. We're talking about the shit has hit the fan. We're planning for contingencies and whatnot. Of course, you don't want to fight with a shotgun. You shouldn't want to use the shotgun at all, or any gun for that matter. But if we're talking worst case scenarios, and that's what we're planning for, you got to keep these things in mind. You don't know what's going to happen. So try to be as safe and think through this stuff as much as you can. It's a fairly small investment. I don't know, you could probably get a cheap one for like 10, 11 bucks. I think this one was closer to the 20, I think between the $20 and $30 range. Fairly small investment for a lot of security. The last reason is, well, say if you don't have one, and you're walking around like this, for example, or like this, or like this, or whatever, and you come across some people and you're talking to them or whatever, this looks kind of intimidating. Like I can see myself on the screen here. This looks a little intimidating. That looks a little intimidating. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm in the shop. I got some trader group or whatever, and I'm walking up to them like this. I kind of look like a troublemaker. I don't like that look. Even holding it down like this, I feel a little bit like the Terminator or something. Also, going back to let's see, this position. What's one of our main rules? I think was rule number 2. I think never point the gun, the barrel, at something you're not willing to destroy. If I'm walking, and say my buddy is walking with me, my family, my friend, even a total stranger, we're walking, what is this barrel pointing at? It's pointing at my buddy's head. Maybe his neck, his shoulders, depending on how tall he is, I guess. That's not really good. That's not good. I don't like that. I would not want to be walking alongside somebody with them holding their gun like this. Like you're being an asshole at this point. Same thing with this. It's pointed to the person behind you. It's pointed right at their face potentially. Don't like that. You know, are you gonna walk like you're in the military like this for what, miles? Probably not. You don't really have a good way to carry it. And you don't have a good way to carry it, and you certainly don't have a good way to carry it and not be intimidating. However, I mean, maybe you want to be intimidating. There's a time and place for everything, but maybe you don't want to be. However, if you go like this, now my hands are free. You can see a strap here, but from right here where I'm standing right now, if you're just looking at my face, you can't even tell that I'm carrying. I mean, is this a purse? Is this a backpack? What? I'm wearing a black shirt. You might not even see that at all. It's actually going behind my body. It's kind of sticking out of the side off my leg. But that's not very intimidating. I can't see my entire body right now, but I can see a good part, you know, down to here. And I don't feel threatened by somebody walking up to me like this. If things are starting to get hot, hey, calm down. I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. It's all good. You know, chill. Everybody calm down. I can do that right now. Let's switch this around a little bit. All right, hey, calm down. It's automatically even gonna come if I'm carrying this thing in my hands. You know, calm down. That's probably not gonna happen. It's probably hey, calm down. It's immediately turning into a weapon. You know, it's like and you may not want that. That may not be appropriate for the situation. You don't want to turn everything into a gunfight. You want to avoid a gunfight at all costs. At all, if it's at all possible to avoid a gunfight, avoid the gunfight. You know, do what you can to keep the peace. So doing something as simple as this, you can potentially, you know, at least put people at ease a little bit. You know, maybe the situation is such that no one's going to be at ease no matter what. But you don't have to come in looking like commando. You can come in and kind of help keep things nice and calm a little bit. And the beauty of this is, even though the shotgun is here, I have it on me, I can use it, my hands are free. I can still use this. Boom, boom, boom. Keeping in mind that a shotgun in particular has a pretty low capacity. Before I added the magazine extension, it only held 5 rounds, I think. So now I added 2, so it's at 7. It's still not a whole lot. And this is the position that I prefer to be in. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to go from a fairly unassuming, unthreatening, hey, chill guys, I don't want any problems. I'm just a straggler or a wanderer. I don't know, whatever the case may be, whatever it is you're doing. You go from hiking and walking, being relatively cool, and I can go from this and then just reach behind me, come around, duck underneath it, and now I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to shoot. Boom, 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 boom. I could, at this point, let's say I've run out of ammo, or maybe the threat is neutralized, whatever, and now I can put it back, and now I can run, I can climb, I can crawl under something, I could dive into some water and go swimming, or I can, at this point, finish up here, boom, 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 buy myself some more time as I get to safety, whatever. I have options, and that's really the benefit. You've got options, you've got flexibility to do different things and still keep the gun on you. That's the whole purpose. So, hopefully you're convinced as to why you need one, why you should have one. I have a little bit more information about what kind you might want. I do like the 2-point, but, you know, do your research, find out what you think will work best for your particular scenario and your particular gun that you've chosen. And I think that's about it for this one. Like and subscribe, and we're going to go on to the next topic.